my can you open my Twitch and tell me how it looks?
Your Twitch.
Because I want to know if the audio's fine, if the video's fine, and then we can actually just start flying around, I guess. So
Put that.
it's just the same as my username, and
Yeah.
it should be black right now because my TF2 is being annoying. I think they started without me, so there you go. Professional caster. Let me see out all the action.
Yes.
Oh, dude, it's the same thing. OBS has like a black window and it's like cutting out me from being able to see.
Here, wait. I'm gonna mute you real quick so I can listen to you.
But yeah, I mean, you're not going to see any video, but just listen to how the audio sounds. And speak as well when you have the chance.
Okay, it sounds pretty good.
I'll be quiet and you speak and listen so that you can tell how the background audio is as well.
Okay. I'm speaking and I'm speaking and I'm listening and I'm hearing myself.
Okay, I
I
completely
fucking hate this.
You hate listening to yourself? How's the video look, by the way? Because I think this is on my
Video
inferior
looks okay.
card. Red Uber here until
Video-
last here.
video's
Pick up
okay,
one kill. Oh no, sorry, blue Uber until last. This is red last. So it looks like they just they did get forced here. Blue is full ad here, waiting for the scout to come back up. They got plenty of time here. Red only on one off class. They did lose their demo, so they don't have traps going up quite yet. But blue is definitely going to take their time, get full buffs here, and then make a nice push in. They're getting into lobby now. Looks like they're going to push in through. Well, red player's stuffing 4 doors. Demo's got a lot of traps on this wall. They're opting not to use through. And there it goes. Demo did have a chance to get trapped. He gets caught on the right side. Uber goes opposite side of the gun. Red 4 players on high ground here. Scout forced to try to block the point. Soldier just biding his time there, giving them way too much time. I think he needed to jump in way sooner. So that is going to be the first round to, I don't even know what the team names are. Well, that team, blue team. We'll just call them blue. X-Tine's team has like the tag up though, you see? I'm always jealous when other teams do that. It's like a show off of coordination.
I tried so hard to get my team to do that once, and people ended up making fun of me for it, so I just never did it again.
Yeah, what are you, a nerd showing off your coordination?
Fuck
It's
yeah.
surprisingly hard to get people to agree on their name here. So we have a rotation mid here, both teams rotating away from each other. I think blue had an edge there on the damage there, and a pipe picks up the red demo, so they're going to have advantage here. Red players also split off, 2 players getting caught in cafe. Soldier does manage to get a pick though, even though he was sort of spotted. Red players all split up, but still managed to get 2 picks out of that situation is actually quite surprising to me. Kind of looked like a disaster there. Red completely split up. And here we have the scout hiding. Not really sure what he's planning for. Getting stuck behind here. Not a great situation, because the later he dies, the easier it'll be to kind of roll this in. If he just stays back there, he's not going to get mid before the second happens. So these players can kind of just ignore him. Oh, okay, they're afraid of a pinch and going back to kill him. I think a little bit of an odd choice, not really necessary. Blue Soldier going to lobby and actually picking up the red medic there. So this should be a pretty free second round for blue here if they just play this correctly. They can just leave the scout and keep pushing her into last. 10-second spawn timers on scout and medic here. And they are only 3 players, but it is what they're going to do. They're going to leverage the fact that they still have heals here. Other team doesn't for another 2 seconds to bust in. Heals are just up now for red team, and you can see they're ready in. Heavy comes out. Blue team, full Uber advantage, is going to go across the point. Scout gets dropped in the middle of Uber there. A little bit of confusion there probably between the pocket and flank scout. But 4 picks, 5 picks here, just the demo left. It's not going to be enough. And clean. I was going to say clean round here, a little bit of a weird dance going on in point, but another clean round for blue there. Just rolling really well off the mid, and also managing to pick the medic in lobby. Didn't manage to catch it on the camera, but just out of the way. How does the video look, Spike?
Video looks okay.
The camera work could use work.
Camera work, yes.
Yeah, but hey, look.
Video quality is fine.
You can't do everything.
Yeah. We've got plugins for those things.
So blue demo arriving to mid a whole few seconds faster. Red demo arriving with 20 health? That doesn't seem right. I feel like he must have missed out his rollout. But they're rotating each other this time. Red opting to rotate towards their own Tetris. And we see a red soldier bomb hits the blue medic there, but doesn't manage to actually get the kill. Second soldier coming in very, very delayed. Shoots 4 rockets there and choke, but blue medic all the way out. And you can see red down 3 opting to get out with their medic. They're going to have to probably retreat all the way to last. And we're probably going to see a stalemate here. Red is somehow on 20% ad here. The blue's medic playing a little bit passive and choke to deal with the double bomb. And stating here that they're on the wrong config. As you can see, it's up to 5. But they can just pause on 3. They're in the second half config, I guess. So blue not actually quite having Uber yet, but the enemy team doesn't quite know that. Red opting, same thing as before. They don't off-class their second scout. So just an engineer here. But blue double sacking both soldiers here if they get the force here. Oh, and it is a drop. So not uncommon to drop instead of using on last tier situation where you'd be full disad. They somehow managed to pick up the engineer as well in that, and that's often enough to just roll push in here, and that's what they do off Uber advantage. So they could have played that both ways. Oh, messy situation there. Two scouts on point. Or sorry, scout soldier on point gets picked up by splash. The only way you lose one situation like that is by rushing point a little bit too quickly there. The Demoman picks up 2 kills, but 2 players, the demo and scout, barely any health, managed to close out that. So pretty quick half for blue team. Not going to pull up the logs because I still don't know who these players are. Okay. Nothing prepared, absolutely nothing prepared. Completely improvised cast here. So they're going to pause for the half here. But so far, this is looking like quite a roll for blue team. Red not really able to recover from the momentum off losing the mids. 2 straight mid to last and didn't really see the first round. So far, it seems like blue's demo is rotating much faster, or sorry, getting to mid a lot sooner. And that can be really kind of just a brutal situation. When their demo beats you to mid, you're on the back foot before even starting. That's why a lot of people practice mid fights where there's so much emphasis placed on the rollout. And it looks like they're struggling a little bit with the config here.
Unprofessional gamers.
Well, this is,
SMH.
I was going to say, hang on. Doesn't Eckstein, shouldn't he know these commands? I guess casting isn't the same as production. Oh, and there's the half. But yeah, I think team tags are quite nice. There's a lot of like team building exercises you can do, and I've seen a lot of weird team rituals in my time. Like I think probably my favorite one was when Clear Cut was being played. There's some people who would sit in their spawn and then they'd like do a little conga, not a conga taunt, but you know, a little group taunt together. And then right before they readied up and the round started, they would all jump into the sauce simultaneously. Nothing like a ritual suicide to get people in the mood for TF2. Am I right?
Of course. Some casual cult classics, you know.
Yep. So Swag, is there anything you've noticed about gameplay? What do you think Red has to kind of adjust to get their head in the game here? Because they're definitely on the back foot here.
Not entirely sure. I haven't particularly seen much. I've been preoccupied with food, but they seem to be dying.
They seem to be dying, yes.
They seem to be dying a lot at their mids, so maybe actually leaving instead of committing.
So we only caught the second and third mid there. You're certainly right there. The second and third rounds were certainly mid to lasts. And I think the first was probably not too unsimilar. The second they had a rotation, but their demo got picked off by a pill. That's basically a signal to fully retreat, but it looks like they rotated in front of the enemy Tetris by that time. It'd be very difficult to escape from a collapse at that point, so very unfortunate timing. It was a wipe or be wiped. The other mid, they tried to go take a fight at the Tetris. I think the soldiers might have rushed it a little bit too much. There's that roamer syndrome is what I like to call it, where you get highway blindness. You see only the enemy medic, and he's the only one that's important there. I think there were a few picks that were on low health, and the focus on the medic there, I think, really sealed their fate. The first soldier going for the medic, and then the second soldier trying to follow up on that as well. Delayed afterwards as well, let the blue medic bait so hard. You saw that 20% Uber difference? That's because the medic just held S, and the soldier just fed into the 2 scouts, or whatever classes were there, just ready to eat that soldier alive. And then as soon as you're down 2 soldiers on the mid, there's not really much you can recover from. So I guess overall, blue doing a good job, kind of splitting their weak players. One of my favorite analogies, Q always says that the way a beam target works with medic is like how seagulls fly. Seagulls fly? You know, birds fly. Where you have the target that's being beamed rotate to the front. As soon as he gets weak, someone else comes forward and gets in your face. You're trying to finish out the medic, but the scout's there, fully buffed in your face, blocking you. And if you manage to rocket him, he rotates back, and the other scout's there. So that's really a hallmark of good teams. And we're entering the second half here. We'll see if Red has a different plan for their mid. Both demos managed to snipe each other. Red look like they're opting to rotate again. Blue really split out on the mid here, fighting both sides at the same time. Red, already soldier just holding W there, committing a cross, doesn't manage to get anything. Good damage, but no picks, which means Red is going to have to do something to collapse off this. They do manage to pick up a soldier, but they're down 2 soldiers. 2-2 here. Blue is down a soldier, while Red is down an extra scout. Or sorry, the other way around. Big bomb here from Blue, manages to do 3 rocket there onto the medic. Just a demo against a scout medic. Red demo should probably get out here if he wants to try to have any sort of hold. He's just going in for a play, and that's not going to work. Blue medic clearly ready for there. So much closer mid there, but still ended up being pretty committal there. The blue soldier bombing right out of the scout's field of view, managing to get 3 nice rockets on the medic and doing a ton of damage. So the other players were able to easily follow up on, and we see that late red demo death means they're Not really able to put any pressure out here. I would have preferred if he was alive and he got out, maybe he could put something down, slow this push a little bit, potentially get a force through second. But instead, red is once again stuck on their last here. They've switched their other scout now, actually opting to have a sniper this time. Blue is coming in to this left, just spotted the gun, so they do know where it is. And that was the medic getting sniped there, so a drop from red. I wasn't on the sniper cam. I don't like being on cams. And blue scout hiding here. Red probably should make a push off this, even though they don't have Uber yet. There's no reason really not to. And the scout hider does not get spotted. But the engineer is not getting off this gun. He's scared of a back cap. And they did not clear dungeon, so this is not really too bad. Blue soldier hiding in a wall bug, off lower. He also is going lower. You have 2 players coming into last here. So you have to imagine the scout was calling where the gun is. Soldier jumping straight into it, not able to get anything. Second point gets capped. Scout does pick up the player, but he's stuck behind with the gun. He's in dungeon now. Should be called for his team, and there they are. You have 2 players going down trying to find him. He just gets back out through the flank, and he's out through valley, or flowers as they call it. Blue on a sniper here. Red soldier just jumps through choke, pinches the soldier, but manages to hit a lucky surf out there. So red does have an ad here. Not really sure how they want to take this. Sniper is spotted. A little bit of risk peeking this here. Would be possible to go through choke and pinch those players close valley, but it looks like they just want to take it directly into them. Here they come. Early use there. Demo gets juggled up. Is going to give blue so much time to react. Red demo launches himself in, but you can see blue's players, even their sniper gets out alive. They're all the way out there. Blue sniper looks like he wants to try to get a peek on point here, but he's definitely been spotted. Scout hiding for it. There's the soldier jump, and he's finally off sniper. Blue here, pushing off ad with their sniper now, not perfectly ideal. Would have been better if he stayed alive. Maybe could put a pressure through choke with all the space that they get. They do use through cafe here, but pretty much the same thing so far away. Don't really expect them to get any real picks here. We have a flip-flop situation. Red here only on 30% ad at the end of that. Another scout gets picked up at the end of that. So, not really the worst situation. Blue could opt for a dry push, which looks like they're sort of gearing up for, while red is still down 2. You see both soldiers coming through choke, and they've walked through. Red demo not really able to lock it out there, and a little bit too close to shutter, getting picked by the players through cafe. Combo a little bit split up there, med all the way back in shutter while the red demo is sitting next to forwards. So you see a pretty good clash from blue here. Red medic does manage to get out by himself, but the rest of red is completely wiped, 4 players down. Blue looks like they're trying to pressure off this momentum. They know it's just this combo here. They should know they have disad here, but there comes the soldier flying in. He does go down. Other soldier pretty much caught in. Nope, does get out. And he's coming back in again. So a little bit of acrobatics from the soldiers here. Actually losing both their players here. They did manage to even out the Ubers off that play though, or those picks. So we have red team immediately sending a soldier forward. Not opting to dry push off 2 soldiers exchanging. A little bit of a weird decision there. So very aggressive. But red's medic gets caught in the lower part there, and he does end up dropping. Blue just picks up 4 picks, and that is almost certainly going to be the round here. Didn't manage to get out in second. Just the red demo and the red scout. There goes the demo. Just the scout now. This looks like another pretty clean round there. Yeah, very messy push out there. Off picking up 2 soldiers, I would have loved to see a dry push. They're down 2 soldiers. They have only their demo as splash. He was watching shutter. Every other direction is going to be almost guaranteed free. But instead, the red soldier rushing that just a little bit, jumping into 4 players, him going down instantly ruins the sort of advantage you had, those players that you were hoping to try to push off or pressure off. So, would have been nice to bide his time a little bit more, probably jumping into fully buff players, including buff scouts. Not ideal. Blue demo, certainly a lot faster here. And we see a little bit uncertain. Looks like they do want to rotate into them. The big split across point here. Soldiers trading, or demos trading rather, and red down 2 soldiers for that. Blue soldier kind of having this funny exchange, locking out the medic here, but he does manage to hold the choke long enough for blue to clean everything else up and start locking them out again. They're going to keep walking off this, even though they left a scout behind. They're pretty confident in this, apparently. Scout and soldier versus scout and scout here. Red, more passive than you expect, considering the situation. Yeah, a player on cap means that they don't really have an advantage here. It looks like it's sort of backfiring for blue here as they lose scout, and they were going to lose that soldier, but it looks like some good directs managed to keep them in the game, and they just opted to take an exchange here. Blue losing 2 for red's 1. Red's in a pretty good position here, chasing the medic and scout out cafe. They could just walk through choke here, knowing that's free, but oh, it looks like they're actually resetting the situation here with the spawners coming up. Blue opting to take another drive through choke. You have to wonder how they keep getting through here. It feels like it should be locked out a little bit better. No classes, no soldiers up to make space. They managed to make the space happen themselves, and just off that dry push, they managed to pick up the demo and the soldier. So this is full retreat mode for red. Scout caught in here, does manage to trade himself out, but there are 3 players down. Ubers are even here, but if Blue does manage to just try to dry push in here off these 3 picks, that is going to be the round. Soldier going down low, does manage to pick up a scout for that, jumps out safety. That's a great pick to stall for time here. It's probably going to halt any sort of immediate pressure Blue has. So red not up on any off classes yet, and we see they're opting to still be up on scout. So we have the full sort of normal traditional sixes composition here on last even Ubers. Red down 4 rounds here. We'll have to see what they opt to do. Are probably going to have to make something happen if they want to have the slightest hope of remaining in this. And it looks like Blue's sending that sack. Gun perfectly not up. Does manage to get rockets up. Here's the other soldier. Gets skyboxed. Blue demo launching pills all the way over. Thankfully, none connect. Somehow, red players, scout and soldier, died in the middle of that. Not completely watching. Very interesting to pick up 2 side frags for your 2-man. Perhaps you should just get some lucky rockets while he was pinned to the sky there. The gun did go down. He's up on engineer again, ready to build another gun. Soldiers have fully rolled out. Yeah, this is actually quite a dangerous position to play, exactly because of that fast sack before the gun's quite ready. Sort of out on this platform. You can see Blue is very, very favored to this 2-man. There, soldier alone on the right gets spotted and caught out. You typically have another player support him because of that, or the player has to play pretty passive. You saw 3 players basically just collapse on him. Soldier does trade for it, and here you see a scout alone on the right side gets found by another 2 scouts. Beam is so far away from this side, makes it very easy to dry push or sort of collapse and commit on that player. So yeah, I personally prefer to have 2 soldiers over there. How do you hold the right side of this sort of last swag?
Not exactly sure. Never really made it that far into making a team.
Oh man. So red up on a heavy here, does manage to clean things out. So even off those 2 picks that we saw, Blue having kind of like messy pressure here, and red soldier trying to make something happen. Can't really blame him, but generally nice for your team to manage to get out and try to pressure that a little bit more. There is a value to going fast, sacrificing speed for the ability to have it sort of be a team play instead, but I certainly find it much easier to get a force if your demo at least has some pressure or some thoughts. So you saw that Blue fast bomb here, managed to get on the medic, but misses the guard in there. Ends up just managing to shoot 1 rocket, not even hitting. So Blue is up on a sniper now as well. So there's shots coming out. Here comes the soldier fast bomb again. And unfortunately the use right there is probably going to signal seal the fate here of red team if they can't get anything. Since Blue is just going to set up, they're going to buff their players, they're going to push with full ad here. They are still on the sniper, so that might be something to potentially work off here. Red trying to build up their gun. See traps on the right side there, and on the left actually. We'll have to see. The demo's been getting caught quite a lot in a lot of these Ubers. He's a pretty key piece to locking down the point, stalling for enough time to use the advantage you have. So a scout does manage to get picked up on the right there before the Uber is used. That's kind of a disaster for blue team, and they get using way away from the gun. They don't get any damage, and they just see the heavy and they back out. So an absolute disaster for blue team of an Uber. It looks like they've taken every Uber through their right side there, so a little good. Good to notice that sort of pattern recognition here. And red still holding on to his heavy here. Perhaps afraid of another dry push, but they do have 40 ad here, and the heavy rotates all the way away from his medic, not able to protect him, and you see red medic hitting some good serves, but going down to just 30 HP. Not what you want to see, especially when you're on heavy here. Looks like he's kind of trying to watch the right side here, help protect his soldier. They've noticed that there's been a lot of picks from the isolated player over there. Blue sniper watching all the way from the bottom of the staircase here is going to pick up that soldier, just holding W. And even with this ad, being down a player is not a situation you want to be in. This is a very risky situation now, pushing out a last. If you mess this up, it'll probably cost a round. And their ad is dwindling here. Blue already up to 80%, and they're pressuring the lobby. Red uses here in lobby. Oh, there's probably the STV pawns. Don't think about it too much. So red does manage to pick 2 soldiers, 3 players, including their sniper. But they do lose their demo for this. They're probably going to get out to the point, but this is full disad here. And without even using, they push that soldier off. And now all the spawners are coming up. They're looking to pinch this medic in. They do use through. A little bit of a chase here. Good damage here. Blue soldier collapsing. Does manage to pick up the medic there. Great pick. And now all blue has to do is play this slow with the beam. 2 picks there, 3 picks on both sides, but with the medic heals here, they have all the time in the world to make this happen. A medic and soldier getting stuffed out lower here. Very awkward, opting to go back in. Medic just opting to leave here, so now we just have a 2v2. We'll see if they can finish it out. Soldier getting knocked all the way from the point, has to desperately run around to chase it, and he does get cleaned out in that 1v1 scout versus soldier, not the fight you want to take. And that is going to be the match for whatever blue team is.
Whoever the hell you guys are.
All right, hang on. That was a pretty quick match, which means we probably have time to go find other STVs of people who do not change the default password. Are you ready? And another Sunshine match. What do you know? It's Sunshine Week. I guess that's a small hint. Oh my god, it's Soup Can. Let's go. I had Power Puker. Let's go. All right, so what is the situation? Blue is up 2 rounds here. We see a lot of people on my friends list. I'm trying to see. I think this is probably... yes, this is still the first half. Blue is just used in here. They had 30% ad here. They do manage to pick 3 picks in the lobby. 4 picks, and that is so much momentum to work off. Their scout is going to get on point here. Is this the Heck team? It is the Heck team. Okay. They're like top seed, aren't they? And looks like we came at just the right time. Full wipe from red. So they're going to just manage to take this for free. It looked like they just got cut out in Shutter there. Used through Cafe, catching the medic through Shutter. That's why it's so dangerous to be on the other side of this or not ready to leave. Because all it takes is the great demo bomb to lock you out. Looks like that was the first half here. Don't really have much to comment on. It looks like, from what I can see, I would say top performer probably Heck on the blue team. Just edging their performance out as a pocket scout a little bit more. But hey, another STV, and maybe if this one's fast, we can catch a third one. Do you recognize any of these players?
I do not.
Oh, shame. Yeah, also, one of the things I was just thinking about is also that since Advance uses the pick ban format, if it's not on Sunshine, then there's a good chance that it's a high-level game, where if it isn't, it's probably a low-level one. So another way to kind of like get a rough idea for the skill level. Although I think it's a little more interesting, I think, if I don't know the players, and then I have to try to guess like what division it is based on the plays that are happening. What do you think?
Not particularly sure.
I bet you could make a series out of that.
Maybe. Actually, I think somebody already has.
Oh, really? Darn it.
I think.
For TF2?
Yeah, it's not exactly sure. I could probably find it.
I mean, I believe it. It's just I'm kind of sad. I'm unoriginal. All my ideas are unoriginal.
It's like 2 players competing, trying to figure out which division that whatever player they're spectating is.
Oh, so like if I said main and then you undercut me with IM and it was an AM, would you win like that?
I'm not sure.
I think that's kind of cool.
I think it's also like simultaneous, so you can't really do that.
Oh, you can't? What if we like both guess main then? Who wins? Just a tie?
Probably just a tie. It's like multiple in a row, because watching a couple clips of one person wouldn't really be particularly entertaining for a short
it's that's the thing. It's of like a single person, not like a team. I think it's much harder when it's like a team.
No, it's like... Oh, I see. Oh, maybe.
I guess it has to be a person in the context of a team, is what you're saying.
Maybe. So probably find it if I look harder.
Nope, one of the teams is right up here. My HUD doesn't quite show that. But yeah, so like, do you have any casting experience?
I have 0 casting experience. I just play the video game.
I mean, I think part of any crucial cast is experience and actually playing the game. To be honest, I haven't played that much sixes as of late. But I heard that most casts, what you're supposed to have is you're supposed to have a color and a play-by-play. And the play-by-play is the guy who talks too much and just says what's going on, as if it's like a radio cast and you're not watching. Like, assuming the players don't have eyes. And then the color is the person who actually has the experience. That's kind of like analysis. Maybe that's wrong. Because I've also heard that you're supposed to have an analysis and a hype guy. I don't know. I need to do more cast research. Because I feel like the two are kind of in conflict. Because if it's a play-by-play and there's an analysis, that's kind of like you need surface level and you need depth. And then if you need analysis and then you need a hype guy, That means the surface level guy has to also be the hype guy, usually. I'm not sure which roles overlap, to be honest with you. But hey.
You need 2 people to cast or something. I don't know.
I've also, no, but there's also like 3-man casts. And there's
That's
like casting
weird.
couches too, which is like 6 people, where I'm like,
Yeah, it seems
I don't think it
fun.
work with 6 people, it'll just be people speaking over each other. Or maybe they have like
Yeah.
a good mutual respect. One of the things I think is always really impressive is when you have a wide view like this, seeing how well soldiers manage to actually coordinate and collapse it's almost like an art form. I think.
It definitely
So
is.
you definitely saw in that first game like the soldier bombs were like lethal and blindsiding the scouts a lot. So it's a little bit harder to kind of like appreciate the awareness scouts need of soldiers' ability to kind of come out of nowhere like a ballistic missile.
Mhm. It is quite difficult to track them always.
Yeah.
Just fast flying men, Mach 10, coming out
Yeah.
of random ass corners.
It's why I think it's always quite amusing to me how wide a lot of pocket scouts play, where they kind of like sort of sit on high ground so that they can just get a wide view of things, just like waiting. Like, where are those nasty soldiers? I know they're there somewhere. Um. Anyway,
It is kind of their job to do that, though.
I'd have to guess here that red team is trying to gather their thoughts about what they can change here. I think blue, if I remember correctly, is the top-seeded IM team, or the second top, one of the two. I think Penguins is top, not Penguins team, but the team Penguins on. All right, we have a new half here. Blue on Spy for some reason. By checking off classes I get, switches back to Scout. And here's the rollout out to mid. A little bit of a weird decision. Blue demo rolling out Valley. Not a super traditional rollout, but it works fine, especially if you're scared of a fast bomb. Red doing that heavy choke spam actually doesn't work as well because of the rotation. Red demo very aggressive across point, and that actually gets him caught there. And now Red is stuck in a corner. They need to decide to leave or commit pretty quickly here. Red Soldier going in. Does manage to get the medic, and now they just need to keep their medic alive, but unfortunately gets caught by that bomb. Not even looking at the soldier. Kind of unfortunate. That's kind of like one of those, I don't want to say medic cardinal sins, but it's a lot easier to dodge spam that you're looking for. So blue here, down 3 players, but they do manage to actually somehow win the point. Red actually healthier than you might expect, but because blue's medic died much earlier, they're going to be up sooner. So I would have expected red to actually manage to take the point here, and then blue to push back with Uber. But they're playing a little bit passive, a little bit scared, I think, and they just back off. Should be able to hold their second here, although I would have expected with this ad, but apparently no one went and met the blue medic here. So unfortunately, it is blue actually that is at this ad. Quite interesting. And you see Red's medic playing so far back. You don't need to play this far back. Were you counting Uber? You didn't die that late. You can stay forward until 70, 80% here. They're giving up so much pressure choke. If anyone sees this, they would just walk through for free. Just imagine the push through Cafe here. Red absolutely not in a position to stop that. And Demo playing so far forward here by himself, no scout supporting, very, very scary to me. You see, there's the pressure from Cafe. They realize that they can play this, and now it's so weird. If you thought you had this ad, why are you rotating close at 70%? Very weird decision here. Looks like there is a pause or something. They didn't manage to pick up a soldier there. Red did. Who do you favor in this situation?
In this situation,
Is there any play to be made
believe,
here? Or are we stuck in a stalemate?
I believe this is more stalemate. The red could probably send a sack in.
Mm-hmm.
Unsure from where though that might actually get something done.
Well, Blue's medic is in Cafe right now. You can see this. Blue Scout doing a good job turning around, realizing something can come through choke, and Demo likely locking out this exit. So they are in a sort of turtled position. These two players, though, definitely don't have any protection here, so they could be spammed or pinched. And it looks
If
like I think
this
Red Scout's
demo
still
walks
rolling out.
through, yeah, if this demo walks through Cafe and then a soldier pinches from behind, that might actually get something.
Could be deadly.
Either,
True, but you see the good awareness from the Blue Scout here, already ready to look for a soldier through choke as he leaves. Makes sense not to be watching this way. Your demo has it locked down fine. You need to look out the other directions where you don't have vision. And this is such great. I call this the super vision position because you can see so much stuff from here. You can see so far into Valley. You can see into choke. You can see what's rotating in Cafe. From here, literally nothing can ambush your team if you have a player who is vocal in this spot. But in any case, we'll have to see what they pause for. Probably STV delay 90 seconds in the future here. So someone crashing.
That's yikes.
Yep, it wouldn't be TF2 if there wasn't someone crashing every 90 seconds. I also think the lately a lot of the new TF2 updates have caused people to have these issues. I remember one person was saying that they were having like 20-second freezes every time they died. I just thought to myself like, oh man, I know what that is. That's like they changed like the killer name thing, but you have to think that must be really awkward. Uh, really big encouragement not to die, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a little bit extra punishment.
If you die in the game, you like can't communicate just for like 20 seconds. You have to roleplay being dead until you respawn. You have to hold your breath for 20 seconds.
You have to experience the mercs and what they feel for those 20 seconds.
Oh man, TF2, but there's like a belt attached to you. Every time you like eat a rocket or get pelted, it like zaps you with a corresponding amount of damage you take.
Oh no, that's
Yeah,
terrible. I hate it.
we'll just tie up all the invite players and put them in like electric chairs. Not to kill them, but just to painfully.
I wonder if they'd play better due to fear of being shocked, or play worse because
They would
of being
definitely play more.
shocked.
It would be so much more annoying to have a scout pistoling you from across the map if you kept getting zapped every time it like poked you.
Oh, that'd be terrible. The strategies that are
I'm
involved
trying to
with
think
it.
like you come up pyro just to like disable their player. Like the second a flame touches him, he's like, I can't aim. For like the
Oh,
next 10 seconds, is like the flame ticks keep like zapping him. Hey, if I ever get Super TF2 League, that's gonna be one of the categories TF2, but you have to wear the electric arm bracelet on your aiming hand, no less. Or maybe not, so that like left-handed players can have advantage. So the timer up top of my HUD still counting down. You hear the announcer still saying 60 seconds. Maybe it'll perfectly coincide with them unpausing. Wouldn't that be nice? And I hope this doesn't completely break my HUD, which I am going to guess it will.
it might not. I suppose we'll see. And
I absolutely love that I can just jump in random STVs and somehow find players I maybe know on on teams. That's incredible to me.
a small world.
Yeah, I mean, the TFT community is small enough for one part, but also I just think it's incredibly amusing. Like, I want to get a group, but I do want to get a group of like completely people I have no idea who they are and what they're doing, and it's like some Brazilian players who aren't even like playing sixes. They just have like they're not using the config, so it's just like two heavies or something, and they're like, why doesn't every invite team do two heavies to mid?
Wonder why. If only there was some kind of rule or restriction to stop
Yeah.
that from happening.
Interestingly enough, I heard back in the day it used to be the only classes restricted to one, I think, were medic and demo, and you could have any off class that were up to two. I think no, that's not quite right. It was something else. I know RGL uses the double pyro rule, right? So you can have two pyros, but people aren't super used to that because I don't think that was the thing either. I think you only used to have one pyro. Oh my god.
I'm unsure if that was.
I'm this close to messaging someone asking them what the pause is for.
Do it, I dare you. It'll be funny. Do it for the content. We're live.
All right, hang on. Message Soupcan. What's the pause for? He's gonna be like, "What do you? Who gave you STV?"
How the fuck do you know we're
The
paused?
internet. And also, it could be 90 seconds in the future when they're not paused. He said, "Wait, you're watching." Answer the question. Their demo DC'd.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Oh, okay. They unpause now. Yeah, my HUD is completely broken. HUD reload scheme. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Very unfortunate.
It didn't even fix it. Oh well. Is that not how you fix it? I could have sworn. What? Now it's broken in a different way.
Oh. What, the chat stick open?
Yeah, well, that's one thing. There you go. It's gone. Now the timer is just stuck on. I think it's might be fixed now. It's a little hard to tell. All the health amounts are completely broken.
You could try retrying.
I don't want to.
Fair enough.
I mean, how many rounds left are there? Is blue team up one? Or three? Because they had the half and they didn't. I don't think they won a round yet. So blue team is up 3, but this is the second half. Okay. Maybe I should retry. We're in a stalemate here. Yeah, I'll retry. But can I find the right game again?
Just type retry into console.
Does that work with STV?
Yes.
I've never done that before. See.
It just retries with the exact same connect and password.
Yeah, you know that
before.
makes sense. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. That makes sense. You're smart. You're smart. The Linux gives you superpowers.
It's just a basic ass console command.
Yep. There's the unpause there. A red demo disconnecting. Even Uber situations. Blue opting to dry push off this. Are they evil? Opting to pressure off it. You see lethal pressure there. Red going for this exchange. Very weird way to deal with pressure from Cafe. Using in there. Blue team actually using as well. I don't really think they needed to. Incredibly hard to stuff yourself through that door properly. Red's medic caught out so far forward here. Leaving through dungeon, but that is going to mean giving up the point off basically in exchange. If he's dropping all the way to the low ground. They don't really have a way of fighting their way up this slope here. Unless it's the soldier, and he does manage to get 2 picks there, essentially. So traded 2 for 2 here. Red kind of weak. Deathballing here. Blue team completely split up, not able to centralize their heals. They're going to opt to back out here and play mid. So definitely really hard to, even if you use through. This distance is so hard to jump through because of the doorways, and the medic can get out quite easily. Very surprised they didn't decide to milk. They decided to use in there to take that exchange at face value. And you can see it didn't really, yeah, and you could have even milked that hole in the last. Same situation as the mid here. Red demo just super expensive, getting caught out here, and off the demo dying, just having much better damage here. 4 players down for red here. Scout completely disconnected from the medic. He's gonna get picked up as well. Just the medic, the only one alive to tell the tale. Managed to get out Shutter there. Potentially catchable by the scout, but not that big of a deal. They do actually have bad here because red didn't have anyone to meet with, and it looks like, yeah, they are going to go off that. All red's players in spawn, actually. Medic not even out to call anything. And that is going to be the 4th round for blue, so I believe they're up 4 rounds right now. And let's take a quick scoreboard check. We can see blue scouts kind of rounding out the top here. Yep. Nothing really too remarkable besides that. Red Devil Man having a little bit of a rough time. You can see he's getting caught a lot on these mids. I think he's died. Be a little bit too over-aggressive there. There's the arrow here. Looks like teams are rotating away from each other. You can actually see the difference in pace here, I think, and the speed that they rotate from the first team we watched. And Red's medic goes down super low. He gets picked. Blue has their medic up, but they are down another extra player. If red can group up here, it looks like blue's just often give it up. But I think blue should probably try to keep dry pushing this just a little bit. Any damage they trade is good damage. They're going to rotate through Valley to try to keep pressuring this, or they're going to back out here. A little hard to tell. They are opting to go back in here off the ad and the earlier heals. There is... What is this? What is going on here? Oh, I'm sorry. It's the other way. Red walking all the way in. I got reversed there. Blue got forced out their own choke there, which is why red was able to just walk forward there. And you can see the scout on the last does get collapsed on. We were not popped here. Good job milking that. Not saying not to panic pop there just because. So yeah, I got a little bit mixed up there. What ended up happening was Blue's combo ended up going out Red's choke. So the second they camped mid, they just committed out to second. That is probably the correct play there, especially off the full ad that Blue had. You want to force them to try to make a move, in that case running as fast as they can with the risk of getting pinched. Unfortunately, not able to get any sort of force or anything here, so Blue is basically just going back coast to coast with their full ad, able to dry pressure really hard here. You see they're going to leave the scout to cap here. Red needs to try to get a spam force here if they want to hold their last with any sort of level. You see the stickies coming out here early is good. Red soldier not looking, gets bombed by the blue soldier, is going to eat that hefty damage, and that's going to make it a little bit hard to get the force here. Blue just opts to use through. I would have probably preferred to hold that to last. I think they certainly had the ability to, but they're up 4 rounds here. Not a bad thing to just use it. Cap second here for free, which they are opting not to do, actually. I think they could have definitely locked that out here. They backed all the way out, but definitely the pressure here is on red to make sure they don't make any mistakes. Their play has to be almost perfect if they want to get back inside this match. So they do have ad here, a little bit slow on the push here, 70% ad, a little bit dwindling here. Blue Scout likely spots this. You see both soldiers looking in the right direction here, and the spam is coming fast and furious here. High bomb all the way from Cafe, does manage to pick up the medic, did not take the corner wide, and that is drop. You see a little bit of a pause there. So now things are likely going to seesaw in a little bit. Red soldier going behind, but blue doesn't have to fight these players behind. They can go forward instead. Blue medic getting a little bit pinched here. Does manage to squeeze his way out there. You see, so slippery. Red soldier could have come behind Cafe there. Definitely think it would have been better for blue to rotate forward. They're not really scared of the even just across the point, they're not really scared of the two players behind. If they just play forward, those players have a lot more distance to cross. So blue manages to hold their position there. A little bit scary. They lose 4 players, but the important one, their medic, is still alive. So they have full ad to work off here. Red is pretty much in the same situation where they have to try to get a force here if they want to have any hope of holding their last. But they don't even have players out on second yet. It's just a scout and demo here. Walking Cafe taking this for free. They peek the corner, no demo traps there. They just take it for completely free, and this is now in danger situation. Blue full ad here, pushing into last as soon as they cap this point. Red actually getting caught in this sort of intermediary space. Any picks are good here. If they get 3 picks, those players are not going to be up in time for last. And they did get 3 without even using their Uber, so this is an absolute disaster. Full ad here, red players down 3. They just use early, not even willing to risk it. Any chance of off-class, any chance of sniper? No, sir. Demoman just Ubered on the point, but doesn't matter. With 3 picks, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So that is another 5-0, which means it's another fast game, which means off to find another Source TV. Let's try this one. Oh, I love it when the people use the default password. Oh, I love it so much. All right, and let's see. What game are we in for now? We have... Oh, nope, this game's over too. All right, well...
Yeah, I think we're getting into that time where
Curses!
most of these games are going to be
Oh,
done.
what time is it? 11:30? Okay, so it is about an hour. You never know, you never know.
There could be one that's going on for a while.
Wait, Metalworks? What team is playing on Metalworks?
Yo.
Are you up for a high-level match?
Gotta be Froyo or something.
It is. It's invite / advanced. I'm not really sure. It's one of the two.
I see.
I think this is invite. Okay. So invite level cast now. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I should have said guess the division level. So it looks like blue team is up 2 rounds here. They're pushing into red last. Red has a level 3 gun here. Ubers are even. Blue is up on a spy. So we're gonna see some of the Frenchman plays. So blue trying to get some vision here, peeking. Normally you have a soldier on this. Oh, right. Red just lost their soldier here. That's why he's not there. Makes sense. Red up on a sniper. Saps the dispenser. Oh, come on. That's just mean. Here comes red, trying to counter push back out. Soldier going a little bit faster, trying to make something happen. Jumps from the shutter. Does manage to get 2 rockets on the medic, but the medic, absolutely no fear, does not use. And you see a blue scout running in there, getting headshot by the sniper watching from closet. Do you call this closet lockers? Yeah. Metalworks is one of those maps where I feel like there's so many callouts. And they're opting to try to pick this shutter here. This doesn't actually see across the corner if the medic is standing there. But it does kind of cut across the point. Auto sight lines out of this lobby here. Blue up on the sniper again, or spy rather. Player on spy coming up, spy again. You can see, I always found this window really funny because you have a red sniper picking up another scout because you have a demo just sitting here watching, like, where could his traps be? They could be anywhere. There, in that corner. So red sniper peeking pretty aggressively here. Soldier coming out from lower. Managed to get on the blue medic. Does not hit any rockets, unfortunately. The ramp making it really hard to get any sort of splash. And between that, somehow the sniper got picked. So blue is up 2 players here. They're going to walk into last here. The gun is still up. Demo on bridge here with no medic near him. Could have been used on there and just gotten that pick early. Gun sapped by the spy. Red does use. Blue uses to save their demo here, but they still have these players' advantages because red is still rolling out. Those players are not going to be buffed. 2 players do go down, getting caught by those spawners. And the Uber does not end up panning out there. Blue demo getting picked out at the end there. Just a little bit too weak from the soldier bomb. Blue spy just trying to get off this class probably. Goes for a stab. Doesn't manage to get anything. So we're going to see maybe potentially a little bit of seesaw. Blue down 2 players here. Red bursting out onto the point. And blue opting to give it up. Still down their soldiers. Or one of their soldiers rather. So, spies off their off-class here. Situation roughly even. Red managed to successfully push out of their last, rather. Blue not really able to capitalize well off the 2 picks that they managed to get. Try push just not really panning out, ending up having to use through the doorway on a demo who wasn't really able to follow up on any of the damage. A lot of the Uber was spent getting through the doorway. So red demo here with a anti-high bomb position here. Red medic opting to play the inside the right lobby. A little bit of a less common hold in the lower divisions. We see this a lot more in higher divisions. So red is just managed to get a scout pick there, so they're going to try to push out here and send their counter sack with some serious pressure going on. We see that pressure. Scout coming back up now. Red took a little bit too long to send their sack, so it looks like they're just going to back out here and go back to their second hold. So they had a window there, but it was quite short. And we're back into a sort of stalemate situation. Incentive on blue here. No off classes or anything. Probably just going to get some nice buffs and then send some heavy pressure, probably either through underpass or alley. Generally, I see a lot more underpass as a method to try to deal with this hold. So you can see players getting buffed on blue team. Rotating alley now. Soldier demo in alley. Here comes the soldier. High bomb is not going to be able to get into lobby very easily. He curves away. Knows he's not going to be able to get anything. Very, very hard. The second that soldier is called midair, the medic can bait so far, so hard. He opts for a spoon, trying to get a pick that way. Here comes the red counter bomb, and this is exactly why you need to be so far back. But blue completely ready for it. Soldier just feeds in and just meets two scouts for his trouble. Blue soldier committing out through the lobby here. It doesn't actually get out underpass there, not a commit, but definitely something a little bit questionable. I think that was mainly on red missing those shots rather than blue's soldier managing to get out. And sending a sack as soon as you're on a sniper, a little bit weird. Does manage to get behind. Very interesting way of dealing with this hold, because it is used to get behind with the medic basically not being positioned in the lobby. Player not really ready to pinch him. He does get caught behind. Blue's up on a sniper now. Sniper is incredibly deadly on the second point. You can see he's all the way on the crates here. It's going to make it incredibly hard to push up this sort of valley here with a sniper there. Sightline absolutely brutal. Can see all the way down to lower. And this sniper also can start seeing his way to underpass, and once he starts getting some more room, he can snipe feats. He can go feet hunting. So I should probably get on the sniper cam, huh? So we have Wonder hunting for feet. If he peeks into alleyway, he does run the risk of getting high bombed, but you know, if your sniper dies, it's basically the same thing as sending a sack. You just pick up that soldier afterwards. So you can see sniffing for feet. So he is in alley. As soon as he gets called, you can expect a soldier to bomb. And there the soldier is. Manages to shoot the feet of that soldier. Another soldier coming up from above lands on him. And you can see basically a trade there, but a very deadly sack, as that sniper does have a chance to essentially cause a huge game pace shift. So Blue Demo trying to get some spam here. Potentially trying to lock that medic into lobby would be a good way to get some free picks, but pretty difficult to do anything versus hold. I'm very happy to see this hold because it's one of the holds I think is stronger but isn't often seen, potentially at the lower levels. I think it might be primarily something to do with just habit more than anything else. I think it's certainly a lot more comfortable for the medic, certainly because you're not forced to play in the strutter, avoid the sightline, and then be sort of blind to what's, even though you are blind to what's happening, it's a little bit more centralized as well. You can see he pretty much has the ability to heal all his teammates as they rotate through, versus here, the flank rotation being quite long. So, Blue, once again, up on a spy here. Wonder off-classing his heart out. We see some pressure here from Alley, trying to pretend as they're making something happen. Red Soldier does manage to get on the medic, but doesn't get anything. Blue backstabs the medic here, and that is going to be a big momentum shift here. It's not ready for off-class. Mailing the spy, but it's a little too late now. They managed to get 2 picks, including the medic here. We'll have to see if they try to push off that or they opt to wait for their 2 other players. It looks like they're taking it slow. They got the time. They're going to buff. They're going to make this last push right. So they messed up the previous conversion, ending up even with 2 picks, managing to being forced into an Uber where they weren't able to get much space across this long Metalworks bridge, which you absolutely need if you want to take this last. They really want to squeeze players out this backside. Full off classes from Red here, or on the heavy and engineer here, your traditional classic combo. And we'll see. Blue uses down the bridge. Not afraid to use it instantly. The sentry goes down instantly to that mid-air demo, and this heavy is going to get focused down here. That's a great pick. Blue having position on the big bridge here. Soldier hiding in that little garage area, managed to get another pick, and just stuffing both sides very beautifully with kind of spam there. Good half for Blue. Managing to clean that out there. A little bit of back and forth there, but I think definitely showcasing a little bit of the power of the second hold. With the medic in lobby there. Is that something you've seen at all, Swag? The sort of hold there? Have I talked with you about that at all?
You have talked with me about that. I've tried it like a few times.
Didn't work?
However, my team sucks. Or sucked before it died.
Well, do you see
having Utrecht on your team doesn't make for particularly good gameplay?
Well, what do you think kind of went wrong with your team there? Because you can see now you've sort of seen a little bit of what it looks like in action. You see that soldier high bombing, and he has absolutely no chance of getting the medic here. High bomb actually not the right way if you want to try to get on the medic, because there's no option to get in through this doorway. The longer you're in the air, the more you're visible, the more time the medic has to just hold S, and there's no way to get him.
Yeah, the issue with my team would probably be there isn't particularly much pressure into what is that, alley?
Into alley.
It's been a while, so yeah, I'd have like people just sitting up on top of the ramp, spamming down into it, and then not really actually actively stopping those players from getting in or doing anything.
Well, I think one of the things that helps a lot is with the beam over here, your flank can be a lot more supported. Or even your demo, because he's a lot more centralized. If your demo's over here, watching the main door, when he rotates over, that kind of like cost, it has a time cost associated with it, and can only sort of trap to the front of the ramp. With the demo basically here, he can already spam to the back of alley, just with a slight vision change, or not even moving at all, which makes a huge deal when it comes to being able to stuff those rotations early. Um, but yeah, I think one of the things that's quite interesting, one of the things you do pay for is the reduced underpass control and vision there. And another thing I thought was incredibly interesting, this is why I love watching Invite sometimes. You saw one of the plays they even tried to do, their soldier went behind, bombed, like I think over maybe this way, and landed underpass and walked up that way because, hey, if your combo's not here, your scout's not here, your scout's probably like here, right? He's not in a position to really collapse back and commit on that player versus if he was here. If he was here and that player goes underpass, he just meets the scout on the other end of the shutter. But a little bit of an opportunity there for the soldier to get behind, lure players back, and potentially make a play off that. Or even force a 1v1 where if he wins that, the defending team's in a horrible position. So I think overall, very, very interesting seeing sort of like creative plays, or sort of, I want to call it dissections. I always say that half of TF2, well, I'd say 30% of TF2 is probably analytical, 70% of it is DM. But 30% that's analytical, half of it is preparation, half of it is adaptation. So I think right there, I have to estimate that's the sort of adaptation part, where I don't think they had that initially planned. At least I'd be surprised if they did. But yeah, we see one of the teams running up here. So blue looks like they're up 3 rounds here. I'm kind of tempted to try the connect and see if the other STV is empty. Yeah, let me go check. I want to see if they finished their match already. I don't know how to scan logs anymore. I wish there was just an easy way to I want to like have logs.tf, okay? And I want to be able to favorite players, and I want all the logs that those players are in to be on like my homepage. What do you think? They did win their match 5-1 from the look of this. Unless this is a pregame. I think this is a pregame. No, 11-10. Okay, no, they won their match 5-1.
Alright.
I did not know this player was in advanced, to be honest with you. Oh well. Unless this was their match, and that was their post-match match. No, okay, yeah. They won, and they played on Snakewater. See, I'm not sure how I entirely feel about this pick ban format. Because on one hand, it's kind of, I think it's better, for like, as in like everyone knows the maps and it's not like this is map leak. But at the same time, it's probably more awkward for people to try to like learn a map. There's nothing like structured map reviews anymore, right? Because you can't get, it's Sunshine Week, instead it's, it's whatever you want week. So I think the cost is probably worth the squeeze. I think it's better to have pick ban overall.
I'd say for higher levels, it'd be more interesting for pick ban stuff, but for the lower weeks, you might.
Yeah, I think for lower levels, it probably is just you play this map. And I've said the same thing about. I think it's very awkward in amateur, because I feel like 1 week to learn a map is not enough for that level of play. I think the amateur pool should probably be simplified into like 4 maps you each play twice. Would that be weird? Maybe. Like here I am saying like I support new maps, but I literally do not think amateur players have the capacity to play like 1 map a week. It's just too much. It's like whiplash.
Yeah, it should be like 4 of the absolute best maps that have ever been played, and they learn those.
Yeah, and so, that's like that's what that's kind of what UE Mixes does. They say like the fundamental map you first learn is Process. Even though I don't think it's the simplest map, I would probably pick Snakewater as, I want to say, the simplest map in terms of, I think it's the most straightforward and most understandable. This map probably on the harder end to understand, I think.
Metal is definitely weird.
Yeah, because the valley pushing is, I think, a little bit awkward. There's a lot of reviews on Metal, and a lot of them have like conflicting theories, so you get a lot of disjointed info about it too. Actually, I think Process is very similar, a little bit more complicated. But anyway, we're into the second half here. Blue team. Oh, never mind. Baited.
We got baited.
I don't remember what I was talking about now. I don't think Process is the simplest map, but I think it's a good map that has a lot of demonstration. Oh my god, a good demonstration of a lot of the game's mechanics. So it's kind of like an all-around good map, not really like biased towards one team. So I'm trying to think. I would not put a team's first map on Gully Wash. So I would probably say Process, Snakewater. Um, Sunshine's kind of similar to Process, so I'd probably throw that in there. And then,
Sunshine
is
is.
it right to put a Koth map in the full 4? Would it fit? Or would you just want to teach them 5 CP first?
I'd say 5 CP because Koth
Yeah, I guess
is
Koth is its own beast.
weird. I don't know.
Blue Demo there, roll out on 10 HP. I'm not sure that's what you're supposed to do. So we see opposite approaches here, both teams opting to play the passive mid. Blue getting a lot more space across the point here, but taking the damage and being forced back there. Blue Soldier going in a little bit disjointed here. It does manage to land good rocket, dropping the red medic down to 10 HP, but very difficult to follow up on that. You see Pills desperately hoping to pick something up from across the map, but Blue down both soldiers here is likely probably going to have to give this up. Surprised they're still fighting this. Apparently they think they do have a fighting chance. They lose a scout here for their troubles. They lose both scouts for their troubles, and full retreat on Blue team. No demo, no scout to run the medic out because they lose both their scouts there. So Demo gets caught in alleyways. So they didn't even actually split the same direction there. And that is going to be a full wipe from Blue there. Immediately up on Sniper ready. You saw that situation there. Basically, they really wanted to try to do something off their damage, but they're sort of passively sitting in Valley there. We have the God Vision, so we can kind of see what's going on. Red's Medic was indeed down to 10 HP, just trying to spam across the map. I don't think that was the bad decision, but trying to recommit off that once you've already lost both your soldiers there, up a player is a little bit too difficult, especially because by that point, Red had a lot of the space. I think if they walked forward and started to try to lock them out, they might have had some counterplay, but a little bit too little too late here. And you can see Red on full ad here, pushing the last. Blue on their triple off class. This is a Metalworks triple off. I've seen this before. One of your soldiers switches to Pyro, and then you have Sniper and Engineer. Now this is interesting because they're doing a version where they're trying to hold behind their point and they're protecting their demo really fiercely while the Pyro protects the gun. This actually doesn't work if the point gets cleared and baited properly. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit messy at first, but you could see the scout got half point time on point. The Sticky's got debt, and then after that happens, you have 6 players essentially in the spawn. Your soldiers cannot get out in time to block that point. So Red actually doing a little bit of a risky strategy there, having both soldiers on the point there in case the soldier did manage to get out in time. But you can see it basically, you exert so little pressure on point. You're basically hoping they pump all their resources into cracking that gun. And if they have the good coordination to actually pressure the point while they crack that gun, their flank does their job properly, it basically just collapses under pressure. And you see that's exactly what happened. So first round there to Red, I think it's 3-1 right now in favor of Blue. Sort of a good turnaround there. We see the same sort of mid here from both teams, both pushing up their valley. A lot of spam being exchanged here. Other soldier landing on each other's heads. But Blue does lose both their soldiers here, and they're going to lose another scout, and they are actually opting to get out this time. The medic does manage to get out, but Demo loses his life on the way out. And that is probably going to signal a pretty hard dry push from Red here. And you can see, feeling completely free to chase all the way to last here. Second, completely free here, but it is going to even out here. Not quite enough time to pressure in the last here. You can see those players on 3-second spawn timers. Nice big spawn wave here. Gonna have to see if Blue opts for the same strategy of triple off class. I mean, they're not actually disad here, so they shouldn't. But my bad. Have to see how they want to play this. You see the Blue anti-sack trap there. On the Sniper, a little bit interesting. Other scouts deciding not to off class here. Seems like they really want to try to get a pitch and dry push off here. A little bit impatient, and you can see the other soldier not watching the right side there actually bites them quite hard as the scout manages to get pretty far in. Huge amount of time, but they do lose 3 players for it. They're going to have to be on a little bit of overwatch for a hider here. And you can see they're taking their time, playing passive, clearing everything out. Not really sure where the soldier was on the right side. You saw that scout walking for completely free. Was he the one on Sniper? Red opting to come up Spy here. I think too late to come up Spy, actually. If he wanted to come up Spy, he needed to do so in a way that could actually threaten a back cap here. Instead, I think he's actually just getting stuck on Spy. Maybe he's reading the situation better than I am, though, because it is a stalemate here. And we can see Red basically on a Spy. Did he get seen? Because he is on half health here. Doesn't look like it. Blue not really turning around too much. You see a lot of players crowded on bridge here. They have everyone on bridge because they know no one's actually in alley yet because they're watching underpass. Soldier faking the high bomb here. Blue medic turning around, I think spotted the player there and called it for his team. So good kind of awareness there, recognizing something doesn't feel right there, and that is Red taking a little bit too much time to make their play, just enough to give that spy sense on blue team, that tingling there. And they just walk straight through lobby here, managed to pick up the scout with that pipe here. Very aggressive here. I can't believe they managed to get so much space. Blue's medic milking so hard, but it works out so well here. Another free pick, and wow, beautiful, beautiful push here from Blue. Just imagine what happened there. They picked a spy, they dry pushed through, they picked the scout, soldier bombed, medic held, they picked the soldier. They have 2 picks here. They could keep rolling this, actually. They just denied those 2 players. So down was that a soldier and a scout, I believe, and this is what they're doing. They're trying to dry push in through alley. Soldiers jumping forward here. A scout gets pistol whipped, and both scouts going down. One getting bombed, one getting pistol whipped. Demo goes down to this aggressive scout in lobby here, and you can see there. Oh my God! Soldier goes for a play and does manage to get the force here. Is Blue going to immediately use here? They're going to opt out. They're just happy to take the point here. Of course, they didn't have it capped yet. My bad. So they're in a full ad situation here. Red is going to be the one on desperate off classes here, and I believe it's. I said it was 3-1. So this isn't for the round, but or for the map rather. But Blue is up. Huge advantage in the situation. Double off classes from Red here. Engineer and sniper. Engineer building close to the point, watching it. This is going to need to go down before anything else can happen. Red sniper stepping all the way back from walkers, just trying to get some cheeky pick. Looks like he's mainly watching closet here. Not really a direction I expect the combo to push from, so maybe trying to get a flank pick and salvage that way. And you see Blue just opting to use through the doorway, going straight into the gun. They're kind of crossing the point here, not really getting any picks, crossing all the way to the right, actually trying to find the soldier on the flank, and that's the pick they do get, but it's essentially 1-1 here, and that is not going to be enough. The heavy coming out here is going to be enough to probably stuff any real chance for dry pushing this. Medic gets picked up by the demo, just spamming over the sort of catwalk there. So you see the Uber essentially came out here on the right, instead of going into the combo, rotated over, got 1 soldier pick in. 1 soldier pick is not what you want to get for an Uber. Especially given that gun ended up wasting so much of that time. So Red managed to just kind of flip off this out. They did not even get forced, so they are at full ad here. They don't deny player, but regardless, they're going to be pushing in here. Blue on sniper, kind of watching from the underpass, trying to see if we can get a pick into lobby. Picks the demo, and that is, oh man. And Red medic uses too. That's a rough situation there. That Uber's not going to get anything. That pick is going to make a push nearly impossible. Both teams backing away from mid here though. A little scared of a little bit of a collapse here. So you see a little bit of an empty mid just for a moment. So Blue's still on their sniper here, but big, hefty 50% ad here. They are down a scout. They're going to be a little scared of this soldier situation here. Soldier hiding in this corner here. Interestingly enough, you notice he's not touching the wall. Not touching the wall there actually prevents your shadow from being seen through that doorway. It lands directly on the medic and does manage to get that clean 2 rocket off. So, oh man, lethal game right here. Medic Uber's kind of being, I don't want to see wasted because they're being pressured out, but the coordination or plays, not even coordination there, just a great soldier bomb, blind soldier bomb happening around that corner. Not really much you can do about that. That's kind of why you bait that as a medic if you can. And in that situation, they're just trying to go fast, and it ended up punishing them a little bit. I think great coordination in terms of that soldier knowing when to bomb. And you can see Red full ad here, pushing out through lower. Demo making the move as if he wants to bomb, and yeah, uses on the scout. They're using through that Red scout all the way forward, managed to pick out the demo here. They're probably not going to get anything else, but probably a clean flip-flop here. Blue on sniper again. Remember, this player has always been on sniper. Watching underpass here is going to make any sort of dry push difficult. Blue does have 30% ad to work off, but that's not really what you want to see pushing into this point. I think pushing back into mid, a rather difficult point to take on a slim ad, so we'll have to see how they want to take it. Because I can't imagine they will let this ad go to waste. They definitely know it exists. They're starting their dry push now. I see Red players set up a little bit more fastly. Oh, a Blue soldier actually behind. I did not notice. He's ready to make the play. He's going to catch the medic leaving here. And there it is right there, and they're going to take this for free. I completely did not notice when the soldier got behind there, and I guess neither did Red. Lost track of that player, but the flank just rushes through because the soldier isn't there to walk out the choke, so Red's flank finds that perfect opportunity, and they slip in behind. They force the Uber here, and this Uber going all the way back. They are going to get mid off this, but they do not get anything more, and that is huge play considering both teams. Considering that one of the teams managed to pick out the medic, the flank finding the time to essentially neutralize that Uber is nothing short of, like, I want to say beautiful. Sniper coming up here to challenge 3 players back here. Yeah, it's going to make it a little bit difficult, but hey, that every bit counts when it comes to slowing down that momentum there, because they lost their medic there, and they only lost 1 point off it, which is pretty huge. Good play there, I think. Sort of a, I don't want to call it a salvage, that's not quite right. Blue Sniper, we've been living for quite a while here. He's rolling out. I hate fighting Sniper against Metalwork second. This is such a painful sightline to deal with. I think the medic just got forced out the shutter there. You see him rotating all the way to the right because he knows the Sniper watching underpass is such a scary sightline. Blue Soldier goes in, other Soldier going in. Getting good splash here, but not any picks, so there's both soldiers down from blue. That's going to signal a strong dry push from red here. Even against the sniper, they have to make something happen here. This is too big of an opportunity to let waste. You see, that sniper probably called there, but he has a very short rotation to watch alleyway as well. You see snipers on both teams here, looking down the long sight lines. Blue sniper loses the SPS. And Ubers are even here, but Blue doesn't really have any positioning. They're not really willing to take this exchange, especially off just losing their sniper. Pretty much would have to have one go for that sniper during any exchange, which would bring them down to basically -2. So, Blue Medic opting to play on the bridge here against the sniper, very scary, because your exits on both sides are actually caught if you can't pressure that sniper out, right? So here we are, we locked into this sort of situation here. No way for the Blue Medic to leave super cleanly. The sniper stares. And sniper rotating down here, looking for a flank pick. Blue spy up, picks the soldier, tries to butter knife the medic, managed to get shot off, but not using that. Absolutely disrespecting that. Medic down to 40 health, but I mean, sometimes you gotta look a spy in the face and say, if you shoot me, you shoot me. Blue losing 2 players off that. Red having their players up sooner probably means they're going to opt for a dry push here. Red still having this sniper all the way in. It gets bombed. There comes the soldier. Manages to get the force and a pick here, so pretty good salvage. And Blue still has the Uber here. Their medics staying in for this exchange. Does get forced by a scout. That scout just runs in underpass. Trying to pick up this player on the flank. Does manage to get something in the show for that. And that's 2 picks. They immediately rotate back. They're going to try to take this the wide open way, sort of try to dry push off their picks here. And, ooh, Red's still up on a sniper. Picks up the scout. Oh, man, it's a sniper lethal game right now. So you can see it's almost a little bit hard to follow because of how much is going on. You see the picks and counter picks coming up, and off classes that I should be calling more, but they're pretty much just flowing to the situation pretty seamlessly. This is why I love sometimes watching some high-level games. So underpass rotation here should be called. Here comes the soldier high bomb. It's just a distraction. Other soldier going in off that. That's, you see what I mean? Oh, and he gets 2 picks, 3 picks.
It's massive.
And this collapse should be clean. Another scout. 4 players down. Soldier going for a salvage. Blue medic a little bit separated. But do you see right there what I mean? The second that soldier went, even though it was a distraction, the other soldier going completely blind around that corner, that's what makes this corner so deadly. Absolutely deadly. Because you cannot see even a hint of that high bomb coming. By the time you see him rounding the corner, you're already in the position for a perfect sync. So Blue stacking the point here, only denying 1 soldier. They do have 20% add to work off here, but it is going to be tight if they are going to use it.
Doesn't look like
Blue
they
medic
are.
doing a little bit of parkour
Scratch
here.
it a little bit.
Well, they're still going to do something. They're going to try to dry push here from the
They're
looks
going
of
to
it.
do something, but yeah. They're going to use it.
So, by the way, I didn't mention this before, but this team opts to take their demo to alleyway, trap the wall, probably to prevent and watch.
Floater on their med, does get the force.
Yeah, but you see right there, it's history repeats itself, man. The high bomb Blue did to pick 3 players just got used against them and got a force right there. So you see the Uber gets forced out there from the medic. This corner is so scary, and Red is dry pushing up here. They don't want to use this Uber. They want to take this for free. They managed to get 2 players in lobby, and that's probably going to be good enough to just take this point for free. Passively spamming from lunchbox, but they're out as soon as there's any real pressure. They know full disad here. They don't want to get caught, and Red is trying to steamroll off this. They're taking a demo scout here. So they are going to take down bridge here. Do manage to jump in. Demo gets in through the shutter pretty cleanly. Good damage. Does manage to pick up the demo, and you see that scout extends just enough to kill the demo and rotates back. Soldier looks like he tried to make something happen on the medic. Didn't see quite what happened, but Blue down 2 players here. Even with the ad, this is going to be a rough situation to push out of. Not the kind of situation you want to get in. Red putting some pressure while they still have those extra players, trying to make something happen. If they can get a force here, it would be absolutely beautiful for them, but they end up just losing that player for free. This is the scary situation for Blue. Even though you have the ad, you mess up this push, you lose the round. So they're opting to push out here. They have to. Red sniper, watching another bridge, has the medic locked in the corner, picks the demo. Are they going to cancel off that? Yep, immediate cancel right there. You see they're happy to just stalemate instead. But you see that shot right there across bridge had the medic walked in the corner as well. That could have been, I was going to say the game, but no, there's just the round right there. Sniper is such a scary class, especially on Metalworks in particular. So, anti-sniper positioning here for the medic, actually not safe against a soldier high bomb. Very, very scary here until they get set up at all. They do have a player on spy that's trying to make something happen. I think he got spotted, which is why he's opting to go back to spawn and switch out. Yeah, I was going to say that soldier crossing the sight line is going to get at least body shot here. And no soldier on the right side. Sniper going for a hero peek there. That's why you need the soldier on that side instead. But they wanted some extra pressure through the main door now, probably to prevent any sort of high bomb or sack. Their player's still on spy. I think he might be trying to bait in anti-snipe. Might be disguised as a sniper. Now, not really sure. I mean, going for a spy play here is pretty big. If they do manage to get something, it'll mean something. I think if he's checking for off classes, both teams on a spy now. If they are still actively checking for each other, actively checking off classes, they should counter spot each other in a way. I heard a spy call there from Blue Medic. Red, not really sure they're playing actively checking for a spy. Blues rotating all the way around here. Undisguised, gonna sneak all the way here. Oh, butter knives on the demo. Doesn't manage to get the pick. Yeah, so no sentry here is quite an awkward way to play this, exactly for that reason. You see, beautiful play there, actually, from Red, managed to get that. And the cloak on pointer is going to force a player back. Actually forces the entire Uber back, look at that. Even with 3 picks, this is an awkward situation here. Red just needs to stabilize, and they can even potentially get great picks and then push with their dry. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to commit to staying here on the point, use as late as possible, try to get picks, and then dry push off those extra players. You see, kind of a split focus there. Soldier goes in for something, Scout gets 1v1 out there. So even with this ad, it's a lot more messy than they would have probably liked. They do manage to take this. Blue loses too many. They can't really continue this push. But you can see that went from being full ad to only about 50% ad now. And waiting for their spawners, it's only going to go down to like 80%. They're going to have to dry push this probably without any overheal on their spawners. They're going to make a play happen now. That player who was on spy still up on spy here. A little bit of a wild card. Blue not up on any classes. Having a blue soldier sit above the point here. Classic sneaky play. So Red actually doesn't have ad anymore. They squandered it all away. So Ubers do get popped here from both teams. Red kind of scattering. Spy tries to go for something in the middle of that. Maybe if we got a pick, they could have that dry push potential. But we're back to an even situation from the looks of this. Blue has 1 pick, so they're going to try to opt for something, either counter sack or dry push if the space is given to them. This looks pretty lethally locked out, though. And it's a little bit too late for a sack, so they're probably going to opt. Yep, they're just retreating back here. So saying a little bit of hello to each other through the window. And we're back to a stalemate here. Blue on a spy yet once again. Nope, switching to engineer here. Probably realizing that the positioning they had before, not quite safe. That gun there is really what protects the medic from that sack that you saw. So, soldier bumping his head. Probably wanted to rotate around. Medic completely safe behind here. Just needs the direction the soldier's called and just rotate away. So, see a soldier play happen, and now Blue's time to counter push. Soldier getting away with 5 HP, but that's 4 HP more than you need. Round end in 60 seconds. I've been stalemate on last for quite a while apparently. Half still has another 12 minutes, but this is probably going to go to a reset here. Red is going to opt for a push. Blue is probably not going to push out of their last and just opt for the mid fight, unless the situation is hugely in their favor. I think Red is going to only push when there's about 30 seconds left. That's what they're doing. They just opt to use that bridge. It's a solo scout Uber, but I mean you can see.
Oh, don't even get it.
That's why you don't do the solo scouts, or you don't respect them as a medic there. If he doesn't hit his shots, you don't use. And right there, medic completely comfortable sitting at like 140 HP. So Blue does have full ad here. The question is, do they actually want to push out and take this, or do they want to?
They're trying to.
You run a risk pushing out of backcapping and having traps pick your players. You see the soldier getting in here, manages to pick up the scout. It's a question of whether you really think this is worth it. And looks like they are. Yep, they're opting to take it. Okay.
Respectable.
Yep, overtime does work for the point cap. And now they have 50% ad to work off, but I don't really think they're opting to take this. So a little bit of a weird decision. Maybe they weren't sure if the point went into overtime, because it definitely would have been a good idea to have a player sit on it and then take your 50% Uber into the enemy team. But I guess they did have 2 spawners, so maybe a little bit too risky to work with. But if they did want to be in this situation on their second, they probably should have just let the timer run out and have a mid-fight instead. Well, in any case, they're here stuck on their second. Blue's medic playing on the bridge. Here comes the double soldier high bomb. See, oh, both soldiers committing in here. Medic cutting over to the platform instead of the shutter. Would have
Demo's on
been
50.
a lot more awkward here if the demo was actually spamming from the doorway. I think he didn't really have a good angle on the medic, and that was a big difference. So, Red losing all their splash classes here for Blue's solo scout. They should be able to take this for completely free. Blue medic using early here, trying to make something happen. I feel like he's going to get body blocked and caught out here. No one actually body blocking the medic. Oh, but he does go into the corner, and that is going to be a very sad situation there. Yeah, opting to exchange to try to stall for your players. Typically, you use second. If you're using first, you're trying to do it to hold positioning. But Red's medic, you could see, was caught behind both scouts there. In that situation, as a scout, if you're Ubered, you just block the medic. He's the pick that matters there. And that play going horribly for Red. They full wipe there off that. And Blue is going to have a healthy 50% ad to work off here. On top of denying half the enemy team, this point should be completely free. And this Uber is probably going to last and could potentially be... Oh, not the map, just the round. So Red hiding a sniper in forwards here. Another reason you can see Blue Medic just sitting here on the corner. Not even willing to risk it. See, the shutter does open. Scout's standing completely still, but chips the soldier instead. And Red opting to resub here. 50% ad for Blue team here. Currying things slowly. Red up on an engineer off class. Only going to get a level 1 in time for this last push. So we'll see what they opt to do. Both soldiers on sides here. Using through shutter, a little bit uncommon. But they're just opting to roll forward here. Demo getting good position. Lots of traps and pressure here. Both soldiers bombing post Uber here. Good picks on both sides. 2 soldiers down for Red, 2 scouts down for Blue. They lose their demo as well. Off full Uber advantage, only ending up with an even situation is not what you want to see. Soldier jumping back, trying to make something happen. I think he might have actually had an opportunity there if he waited another half second. Red Scout taunting there on the point. Kind of a waste of time. A little bit slow to push out here as a result of that. Soldier's actually going to get time to respawn here. They probably would have denied him forwards here if they didn't waste time sending on their last. But hey, it is what it is. So we have...
using straight through lower.
Yep. Use straight through lower here, try to make something happen. 2 players still on mid here, but all of them are going to get out. No picks, actually, from that Uber. And Red realizes that's so bad, they're just going to leave immediately. That post-Uber collapse is probably going to be immediately deadly. You can see Blue try to go fast, but apparently not fast enough. Red already sort of, that's the precognition. They're already sort of aware they're in such a bad situation they got to leave. So dry push here from Alley. They actually bombed the soldier before he can high bomb, I think is what just happened there. So... negates their player who probably wanted to go for that high bomb, and Red is just going to opt to back out to last here immediately on off classes. They are 40% disad here. They can try to build this out. One engineer off class, my bad. But Blue is coming in here. The gun's going down immediately. Scout immediately getting on point here. You can see opting not to go behind. And single scout sacrificed, but ton of point time and ton of splash damage going on. Soldier's loading up his rockets before shooting, and Red does use here. So that force is coming out. It's going to be a little bit hard for Red to try to push off this. I think they could push up, but they risk a sort of collapse here. So they're just going to sit far back there. But you can remember, basically off that Uber, that there's a 20% difference here, and they are building it quite well. I think the demo's just hurting himself. Wow, I think it's really risky for Red to try to pressure this, because their respawners are going to be so much worse. You can see Blue realizing this, flooding through the doorway here. Demo and Medic both getting down so low. And you can see great picks from Red Scout here. Managed to pick the Demo and Medic, but unfortunately, yeah. Pocket Scout looks like four picks. 4 picks.
Get the 5th.
And a big turnaround there. Blue Soldier opting for a salvage. Oh my god, and the Medic gets caught by the Scout. Oh my god. All the plays amount to nothing. Red can't even get out on second off that. Oh man. Imagine going on a 4K and then... not even getting reverse 4K, but having all wasted just by these sneaky 2 flank players coming from different directions there. But a great salvage there from both teams, I guess. And we're ironically where we were about 2 minutes ago, where Blue has about 30% ad to work off. We'll see if they can actually successfully convert it this time. Red up on Spy, trying to make something happen here. But this is so risky, because what will likely happen is Blue's going to walk forward in your invite team. You're not going to waste time on that. You're going to start walking forward at 80. You're going to use the door as soon as you get. That Spy is going to be playing catch-up. And catch-up is not where you want to be if the Uber is going through very quickly. If he gets caught afterwards, then a player down on disad, it's a huge thing to risk the playoff. And he gets spotted. He doesn't even matter. They could just run straight into last year. They know they're on a spy now. They're down another useful class. Those players just play somewhat cognizant of him.
Guns down.
You can see guns down here, pressure on point. They're missing some class to deny this. Spy tries to go for a stab there on the demo, but it's too little too late. He's behind the enemy team. He's on the wrong side of the push. And yeah, unfortunately, that's the thing about having an off class. You're risking a ton about it, especially on disad if you're playing an offensive off class like Spy. Because Spy isn't a defensive off class, right? Then well, he's really got to make something happen or he is dead weight. And dead weight is not where you want to be when you're ready on disad. Sacking disadvantage on disadvantage, it's not like D&D. It actually matters. I swear this isn't the demo rollout I'm used to. I didn't know demos go down this low in their rollout. But in any case, demos exchanging spam there. Blue demo rotating back to his medic. You see soldiers flying high.
Their medic.
Oh my god. Oh, it does get the red medic there. So medic for 3 players here. Red needs to recollapse on this, and you see recollapse is very clean. This is the difference in high-level play. In slower level play, people aren't really sure who has the advantage. Even if you got a medic for 3 picks, they're kind of like, oh, what happens? And then the medic maybe gets value. This time they know they need to end this fight instantly. You saw, I think the demo jumped, both soldiers collapsed, scouts botting across point, they collapsed beautifully. And that's also the recognition you need to have as a medic player, being like, oh shit, we're down 3 players, I need to get out and live. I think he was just kind of caught out on the balcony there. Not any shade towards the medics, just a testament to how fast the pace of the game is here. You can see a no-show on second here. They expect to not even be able to hold it, which is a little bit surprising because I'm trying to think what happened there. Yeah, both teams lost their medics. Red just has like 20% ad. So this is a missed opportunity from Blue here. Yeah, this is a in precision play from Blue there. They were scared that if they committed out on the second, but they committed a little bit too much here, a little bit too early to build the gun. I think, honestly, might have lost track of the situation, dying to the level 3 sentry, spamming the back of the doorway there. Testament to how long they were setting up on last.
Red was on crits.
Oh, I did not even realize. That could have been potentially why Blue was that far back.
Very likely, yeah. But it was useless anyways, as they're being pushed all the way out of the second.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Red on crits.
I didn't realize that either. They're stuck on crits still. Their med did not die.
Oh, yeah, Red's medic died first. So him being on crits is pretty weird.
Yeah.
I think they, even if they didn't come upon crits, they had like 20% ad to work off.
Yeah.
So, but hey, they are down a couple of rounds here. I don't fault them for trying to make something happen. And you're going to see Red is basically, they have to do this basically on a timer. You know which way they're coming, you soldier bomb crits, there's nothing it can do. Just dies here. And you see medic going down. Oh my god, some crazy surge here. And there's the crits being popped. I didn't see.
No.
Does manage to pick up the medic and the scout. But I am amazed that both soldiers did not manage to force the crits or kill the players just sitting in alley. So the soldier bomb not really getting as much as I expected. So you see 2 players trading there, just stalling out. Is going to build enough time for 3 players to roll out of spawn, but they have enough time to actually stall for the rest of their team. 2 scouts is a deadly force, but unfortunately, demo just raining down stickies here. That is going to be a second round for red teams. The score is 4-2, I believe. And, well, is it called match point if only one of the teams has a chance to win? I think it is, right? So you just say match point for blue here. Red still needs to... Is this the right config? I don't think this is the way they play it. You don't get a second half. They didn't change the config. But hopefully they will notice that in time, or just shrug it off. Both teams opting for the same rollout, kind of this passive. And you see Soldier absolutely getting levitated there. But the Soldier landing on the shed there. When you have 2 soldiers coming in from that different direction there, see that perfect rocket. Both scouts dropped off the high ground to levitate that first soldier. Second soldier comes behind, shoots that rocket directly at the scout and medic's feet. Scout off the high ground wasn't able to protect his shed, right? Because he committed forward to the other soldier. And you can see his, absolutely delicious splash. Full wipe here from blue.
It's definitely a YouTube clip.
Yeah, good chance they will find the fact that they're on the wrong config. But a blue soldier, he fucked up his jump. Everyone point and laugh. They're trying the funny triple off class again here, where they have Pyro and Engineer, but no sniper this time. Pyro pretty bad on this last. If he's not reflecting spam, defending the point is a little bit awkward. They're trying to hold the point for as long as possible, but they still had stickies there, so that as soon as the stickies are cleared, the Pyro is also kind of useless. So that is going to be the config here. 4-3 for blue, but they config.
This very well could be the comeback of the century.
4-2, not a humongous config. Wrong config. Third half. Third half gaming.
Yo.
It's like Koth maps where you can have three
Wait,
halves.
wait, wait, wait. Not new half?
They didn't. They didn't change the config. That's all.
Yeah.
So how far are we into this? It is past midnight
They forfeit.
here on the East Coast. That's not how it works.
I mean, they said.
They forward would. Yeah. They just play it again.
Nah,
Not play it again. They just play it with an extra log. You can do that.
nah, I can't do that. It's
Can
not a
you can
thing.
do seconds of the commands?
You'd have to
Okay.
manually
Oh,
go.
see, it's awkward because they don't know what the exact time was,
Uh,
and I wasn't paying attention either. So based off the time, because it's like 1:10. That's funny. I should have checked that as well.
it'd be 10:01.
Oh, is there only 1 minute left?
I think it's more than that. There's got to be more than that. There's no way it's just that little amount.
So
Of time.
I was gonna say there's a potentially comeback of the century if they force Golden Cap. I should have. I really wish I watched the time.
There's no way it's only like a minute. You can check the logs at TF. Check and see. Find
I mean,
it.
sure, yeah. Chucklogs.tf, see how much of a 30 minutes it was.
Let's see. This is the team. It was 28-20. There's like 2 minutes.
Okay, so there's what was that, minute 40 seconds? That's so
Yeah.
good. That's like barely enough for a round if they roll mid to last.
I mean, hey, they did it the last round. They could do it again.
I mean, if they do, that would actually be the comeback if they golden cap it. How do I set it for more
That
than 10
would
seconds?
definitely be. Can you set it for 10 more seconds?
I think it's a minute 10 seconds. They're not sure if it's 10 seconds or minute 10 seconds.
It's definitely not 10 seconds.
Oh man, imagine the pressure here if you're either team. 2 minutes to win a round, 2 minutes to not throw the game that you were up 3 rounds in. Full blowout in the first half. Red team managed to come back in a big way here. Oh man, this is so good. I love the fact that even with the config written, this isn't like automated or anything. Like you would think running the configs would be automated by this point.
Oh, it definitely should. I hate making match configs for Fast. Just so. Somebody should definitely make a plugin.
This is so good. They're asking for an admin.
I have a feeling the match is going to go on for another 20 minutes. Despite
Maybe this is why no one casts TF2, because they never get to go to sleep. I figured it out, man.
Anyways, I don't sleep at it, so this was perfect for me, despite not being able to talk.
Yeah, you're roboting a bit from me, by the way.
Ah!
It's okay. You're not missing anything.
I can still see it. I see the game, just everything is terrible.
Amusing. Is there anyone in my chat?
I think it's me that's in your chat. That's it.
How sad. But yeah, so like, I do want to ask your opinion. What do you think about my commentation style? Because I'm definitely play-by-play, right?
Yes.
Is it too much?
Probably. You need very low and probably people as much.
I can't really hear you. We'll talk later.
Okay. I'm hearing myself lag out and it's hilarious. Ah, So that's what I sound like. Fucking terrible.
I should do this more often. I really like the idea of running around randomly, finding random skill levels, and just casting them with no idea what's going on.
It sounds like
But
an
I mean, like,
interesting.
I think it's so amusing to me because you can see like the skill level difference. Like, I think in the
Yes.
first game you could see the sort of pace was going on, but it didn't have anything like everything like fully coordinated. It was like messy, right?
And
And
now
then in the
here it
second game you
is.
saw like the IM. I was like, wow, they're rotating so slowly. But then you see invite and you're like, oh my god, they're countering each other with these plays. They play counterplay, and the pace and the confidence in a lot of their actions. Even if it is Metalworks, it's still comparable. You know,
Yes.
I
It
don't.
very much is still faster, even if it is Metalworks and is a
Is that
slower
is that
method.
the is that the biggest tell you'd say? Is kind of like the pace that they play in.
Yeah. Sort of like the higher you go, the faster people will be, simply
Yeah.
because they already know what they're doing.
I think I have a harder time following what's going on in Invite because they're still dry pushing, even though the difference is like so if you're in like a low division, what happens is you sack one, he gets a pick, right? And then you just wait until that player comes back up. But in Invite, they're like, okay, we just send another. And they turn that pick into another reason to send another push. Like the dry push doesn't end because the situation is still even, so they still have a technical advantage of hunting mid. And that's the difference in making it much harder to follow because the play hasn't ended in a single player. They don't break off. They continue to keep pushing because they think they have an advantage, or because rather they're not at a disadvantage. Oh, so
It's
interesting
actually
because you
something
can
I
see.
should keep in mind.
Well, I mean, there's this great clip that I really love. Oh, looks like they're playing the half.
Eh?
See how much time they have going.
1 minute.
1 minute. Um, I don't know if that's enough time to win the round.
Fuck.
Like technically,
This
it
is
might
something I
be.
should know.
Like
This is
it,
definitely
it
something I should
technically
know.
might be, but including the rollout and like
Including the
actual
rollout,
people,
there's no way.
yeah,
I
actual
don't think
people
there's no way.
existing, I don't think it's possible to roll that
No, this
quickly.
is just trash time.
I think they should have done 2 minutes.
They should have done 2 minutes. Though they probably talked to an admin. Admin said, nah, it's 1 minute.
They are going to actually win the mid, but they lost their medic, so they're not going to hard roll.
Yeah, 20 seconds isn't enough time, I don't think, to cap mid, second, and then last. Unless you have, like, a scout and a soldier on each of them.
Time has been added.
Ha.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Yeah, definitely hopping into random STVs sounds like fun.
I mean, this is so fun to me because I think we got basically like a gradient. I wish
We
we
got
did
a
it in
nice
order, but
spread of.
we got to see like top level IM. We got to see, I think, like mid level main, and I think this is like bottom invite high advanced. I honestly don't remember which, because to be honest, they jump in between so much.
I'd probably check. RGL's website is slow. It is. Let's see. Red team is on invite. Blue team is also invite. This was an invite game.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Yep. Very nice. Very clean.
Anyway, what two teams were there? Were that? I'm confused.
For that.
Curious.
I can go back in and check because I closed out of it. Is this one? Yes. It's back up again. The red team, I believe. Sure. I'm 95% sure that was the red team I checked. Your site is slow. Red team is Cat Girl Cafe.
What's their
And
record?
the record. Check that real quick. It is 3-11.
Yep, invite for you.
Yep. And then blue team is Dynasty with 5-7.
Oh, Dynasty. Cool. Anyway, that's your cast. I will check if there's any other matches, but I kind of doubt it. Let's see. Banny TV. I didn't know this was a thing. Source TV, Source TV, Source TV. Yeah, I think people are tapped out. These might be pugs. Let's see.
Very likely.
I'm
Bugs.
honestly a little tapped out, so I probably won't go too much longer. But I am curious who else is still even playing TF2 at this ungodly hour.
The people who play 11:30s.
Yeah. Anyway, your microphone sort of picks. What did you think of the sort of? Oh my God, they are actually playing. No, this is a pug. They must have just started, and he's on Battalion's banner.
Hold up, wait, I need to see Banny TV. Where is it? There it is.
You saw that?
No. Bad spectator password. Banny TV.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you probably changed his password. That said, I bet it's something generic that you can guess. Like if you are close enough to him.
Maybe. Even it.
The soldier's still on banner. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I'm probably gonna call it there in terms of like cast, but that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
What do you sort of think of the commentary style? I'll just keep recording for a bit. Do you think play-by-play is a little too overwhelming? Definitely doesn't give you space to talk, I think.
Yeah, it definitely does not. That was something that I wanted to say before I lagged out.
Like I say, that's the thing. I think if you have anything to add, you should just speak over me.
I personally don't like doing that because it seems rude. Yikes.
I think that's kind of the way cast should work.
Probably. But it's like I cut you off and that just like bugs me. Just jerks me the wrong way. It's like you'll be in the middle of saying something and that's just something that I sort of have built up a habit of not doing. I don't know.
Anything else?
I can't really think of anything else. If I do think of something else, I will let you know.
Oh, sure. I'll call the recording there. Good night. Thanks
Yeah, good night.
for thanks for watching.
Mhm.
Whip.